Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports Federation TV, the show that brings you all the news about all the sport in all of the Western Cape. I'm Linyukta Chetty and once again I'll be your host. We've got a jam-packed show lined up today with 4 exciting and completely varied sports joining us, namely gymnastics, climbing, squash and hockey. Later on in the show, you're going to get a chance to win Cape Town's favorite cool drink. That's another case of assorted Bashers drinks, so please stay tuned for that announcement and keep your cell phones ready. Joining me first from the world of hockey, Western Province hockey, is Jean-Pierre Lopion and Kim Clayton. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Sports Federation TV. To start off with, tell us about your involvement in the sport.
I hold a marketing portfolio for Western Province Hockey Union. I'm also vice chair of Durbanville Hockey Club, a club that I've been involved with since I was little, and it's a sport that I love.
Have you also been competing in the sport?
I did compete in hockey. I never got to provincial level. However, it's just something that I've been passionate about all my life.
Yeah, I mean, when you're passionate about sport, they rope you in to do the admin.
Exactly.
Okay, and Jean-Pierre?
Well, I started off as a player for Durbanville Hockey Club, and that was 16 years ago. So, been at the club for a long time and worked my way through the ranks. Now become the first team goalkeeper for the club, and at the same time, I am now currently the chairman of the hockey club as well, 2nd year running.
The hockey club, which club would that be?
That would be Durbanville Hockey Club.
Durbanville Hockey Club. Now, hockey is available, we know, at most of the schools, if the schools have the facilities for it. But tell us about the development efforts for hockey.
Western Province Hockey Union have a fantastic development program which they run for about 8 months of the year, which is they look at areas like Khayelitsha, Langa, Dunoon, Joe Slovo, Central, Athlone. But that does have its challenges because obviously we have to fund it. So that is one of the biggest challenges we face. We're looking at about a 200,000 Rand expense bill at the end of every session, which covers your equipment as well as your coaching staff. But for the kids, that we find that the biggest thing that they need is something so simple like a pair of hockey boots, shin pads, and socks. At a recent event at Hartley Vale, there was little girls running around with no shoes on because they just didn't have the shoes. So that is a huge need for them. But development is very, very important for hockey.
Right. How young are the kids starting to play, and do we have adults who would maybe join the sport for the first time?
Yeah, no, definitely. Starting off for the adults, we had someone 2 years ago who started playing for the first time at about 44 years old. And for the first time starting a sport at 44, it takes guts.
Yeah.
But it was good. He enjoyed it, and it was a good learning experience for him. So yeah, he's still sticking with it. And then when it comes to the youngsters, they normally start off playing not league, not in any kind of I would say organized hockey matches, but they're starting off in primary school normally from about 6 years old. Yeah, 6 years old, and then from 6 they start developing their skills, and from about 12 they start playing in something that's a bit more structured and something that kind of gets them ready for what's to come when it comes to club hockey and high school and varsity and all that. Yeah.
Now we've got school sports, and then we've got the leagues that lead to more professional things. How are the two related?
Well, obviously your school hockey is your development stage, and we're trying to encourage school kids to go from getting involved in a sport that they love, and then actually developing that possibly into a career. And the leagues at the clubs are a fantastic way of them actually getting involved at that level and potentially making it into a provincial team, possibly even a South African team.
It's not one of the top sports necessarily, at least not one of the most supported sports in South Africa. So because of that, funding for it is tricky. You know, your bigger companies are looking to rather sponsor sports that are on the public eye type of thing, and because of that, it makes hockey extremely difficult to use as a platform to sustain life type of thing. In terms of not needing to work, you still need a job. Even though you're professional hockey players, they're still working on the side and playing for their country. So that's one of the big differences. Whereas you take something like cricket and rugby, even boxing, you can make a life out of that without needing to have a second job.
Yeah. What are some of the other challenges that you face?
I think from talking from Durbanville Hockey Club side is actually facilities to play at. Hockey has changed from being a sport played on grass to played on astro, and it's become a 12-month sport. It's not a winter sport anymore. You can actually play it 12 months of the year, and it's finding the facilities where you can actually build your own astro, the cost implications that comes with that, and the big thing is finding the land to actually put the fields down.
Yeah, land.
Yeah,
The big question.
Which is exactly why a lot of your schools, they've got the land. So for them to put down an astroturf, it's easier for them, which is also one of the reasons why a lot of your hockey clubs actually use the facilities from schools, because the schools have the astroturf and they don't need it at night. So they rent it out at night to your hockey clubs, and your hockey clubs therefore don't actually have their own astroturf because of land, and then obviously they're giving out money to the schools to be able to use their fields.
So it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Exactly. So both of them get what they want, but at the same time, kind of prevent the club from flourishing more by actually having their own turf and bringing people into their own area.
Yeah. Has the drought impacted your sport?
Oh, definitely. From Western Province Hockey Union side, we lost the interprovincial tournament, which we were supposed to hold and host in Cape Town. Because Hartleyvale is a water-based field, we obviously cannot spray the field, so we lost that tournament to Johannesburg and all the income that was going to be derived from it. So it's hard, and we cannot host international games at Hartleyvale either due to international legislation and rulings. So it's tough.
Yeah. Joburg and KZN don't have the same water issues we have.
No.
Oh, and that must have been quite a blow to your club as well.
Yeah, definitely to the union and the hockey in the Western Cape in general, yeah.
So, with hockey itself, what would you say are some of the benefits of joining that sport?
Well, apart from the sport, even Durbanville Hockey Club as a whole, one of the benefits is you make friends, family and friends. My closest friends that I have all come through hockey. So that's definitely one of the main benefits, I would say. Obviously from there, it's the fitness levels, the fact that you get fit because you're going to be running around, you're going to be playing sport. It's very competitive, so it's fun. So you enjoy yourself. So ultimately it's an
extended family.
Yeah, but you get to not only just see your family, but you get to play the sport that you love as well with those members. So it's great. I mean, we've got a group of people that joined the club last year, and they are 4 people in the family that are busy playing all at the same time.
So, Durbanville Hockey Club.
Yes.
How do people get involved, like from scratch, if they were interested?
Well, we've got youngsters. We've got a mini hockey program, which is one of the biggest programs in the Western Cape. We run a 16-week program on that. We're quite involved in terms of social media, so we've got a Facebook page they can check out what we do. It's got links to our website, which has got registration forms, and just to contact us and have a chat to us, and we can give them all the information they need.
Okay, great. Any closing statements from you, Jean-Pierre?
I think the only thing that I probably would have is if there are any people, any businesses out there that are looking to invest money for sponsorship, that they need to look at hockey as well. If they can assist hockey in growing, I mean, the international players, they are very good, but we can increase the amount of really good international players by starting from the bottom, by starting from your schools, from your clubs. Sponsor them, get them involved, get them playing, get the numbers up so that they can start being coached at a proper level, so they can get to those levels, and we can increase hockey in general in this country and start competing with your big five on a world platform.
When was your last national tournament?
Well, the last national tournament was AFCON, which is the African Hockey Cup of Nations, which took place in Egypt, which both the South African men's and South African ladies teams won.
Wow.
The ladies won, it's their 7th title, AFCON title. So I think it's going to push hockey back into the limelight again. And this is the time that we need to jump on the bandwagon and say, right, let's push hockey.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing news about your federation, and we hope you return to give us more.
Thank you so much.
Good news in wetter conditions.
That would be
Definitely.
good. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you. Well, folks, that's it from hockey and Jean-Pierre and Kim. But after the break, we'll be joined by another exciting sport. Remember, we've got a Facebook page, and the Facebook page is Sports Federation TV. Remember to like that page for this interview and all the other previous interviews. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.